I feel like that's something that a lot of songwriters and producers struggle with. Like, you just want to contribute the most of the song to have the biggest split, or you're trying to show off to like take up the most space, but it's not about that. It's about the betterment of the song and like helping it reach its full potential.
The One More Time Music Podcast. Genuine conversations with genuine people about music. Hosted by Henry with a 3 and Playback Ben.
Went from Beamer Coops to Pencils. Don't want this to end, so part that one more time. Part that one more time. Part that shit like one more time. They part that one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode of the One More Time podcast. I'm your host, Playback Ben, here with my co-host.
H3, a.k.a. The Trap Jack Black.
H3, who do we have in the hot seat today, my friend?
Welcoming in on episode 76.
Last of Ladies Month.
Rounding out Ladies Month with episode 76 of the One More Time podcast. It's everyone's favorite star on the screen. It's Moana.
The amount of times that I get that, especially for Halloween, like, so you're going to be like Lilo, right? You're gonna be Moana. I'm like, no.
That would have been a good one, too.
Yeah, I am. Yes, Moana. Nice to meet you guys.
In all seriousness, we have the voice of an angel,
yes.
Songwriter extraordinaire. We got Storm Ford in the motherfucking building.
Storm Ford.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Thanks for coming.
So you've gotten the Moana thing before?
Often, everybody thinks I'm Hawaiian or Samoan.
What is your ethnicity?
Let's start there.
I am Lao, Nigerian, and Narragansett Indian.
Okay.
Oh.
So you do have some, so that's like Southeast Asia for those that are ignorant. I was like having to think about it, but
know where Laos is. It's like the smallest country. It's a very
It's near like Thailand and Cambodia and stuff, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, my wife did like a Southeast Asia run, so I think she was like there for a little
like
bit.
ASAP.
Yeah.
I need to get on that because I want to taste the food authentically.
The
I always had
food.
Americanized Lao food, but like to get it from there, I know it's gonna be out of this world.
Absolutely. So I did want to call out your tattoo on your hand real quick, if you can show that up. Yeah. So see art, be art, make art.
Yes.
When did you get that?
I got this for my 21st birthday. It was around the time that I had my first camp in Atlanta for like my album.
A writer's camp?
A writer's camp, exactly. And all my family came to town and we just all got like matching tattoos and stuff. So we got the 401 and our dragonflies and stuff. It's honestly, it's the art for my first merch drop. When I did a fundraiser for a bail fund for the Rhode Island prison. And it's just about being the difference that you want to see in the world, you know, whether that's through art or politics or fashion or just everyday conversation, just making a difference in the little ways.
Absolutely. So the 401 is paying homage to Rhode Island.
Yes, Providence, Rhode Island, the best kept secret in the universe.
It's so funny because, not going to name names, but you probably know who we're talking about. We were supposed to have another Rhode Island
From
native
Providence.
Okay. There's
that lives here in Atlanta.
Lily Rain.
We didn't say
I
that.
didn't name names.
She's a goat.
She may or may not have had to reschedule on us. So it's kind of ironic.
Always busy. She's Mr. Worldwide, Mrs. Worldwide.
Yeah.
She's always on the go.
It's funny that we have another Rhode Islander. Mm-hmm. So like, tell the people what the hell Rhode Island is like. Like all of us from Atlanta have like no idea what it is even like. You know what I mean?
Rhode Island is the smallest state in the country, so of course everyone likes Long Island. No, Rhode Island. It is the creative capital, which not a lot of people know. We have gifted people from all different types of art, whether it be fashion, visual arts, music, production, instrumentation, just like everything. Everybody's just so low key about their gifts as well, which is so weird. But there's definitely, it's one of the best. Providence is the best at creating community when it comes to art and helping all those different fields come together. We have a lot of places like New Urban Arts, which is like a after school, it's like extracurricular, but they have free medium, whether you want to do photography or painting. They had a free studio, which is where I recorded my debut project.
Oh, wow.
They have AS220, which also offers like support in all those fields. We have RISD. Brown has always given resources to creative people in Providence. So it's just like, honestly, an artist utopia. And it's really small. Like, you can walk from one side of Providence to the other in like 25 minutes. So we're all kind of like...
Wow.
And then how much of Rhode Island is Providence? Because like, I'm thinking a state that small, a big city. And
like, that's it.
If you're driving...
What else is there besides Providence?
If you're driving, I want to say you can get across Providence in like 10 to 15 minutes. But
how far can you get just from one end of Rhode Island to the other?
Maybe like an hour and 10 minutes.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like
really fucking small.
That's like from a suburb of Atlanta into the city.
I'm driving further than that honestly, for a wedding this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's micro.
Wow.
Micro. Yeah.
Cool.
Damn.
But I love that place, and that is home, and I want to rep them everywhere I go because they just. There's a lot of talented people from Rhode Island, but they always take their gifts somewhere else. And I feel like you have people like me and Lily, and even I want to shout out D Gomes, who are like out here building these things with our gifts so that we can bring those resources back home, because that's really what it's missing, is that exposure and that chance for people there to shine, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely reminds me a lot of Pope Baby, who I think we saw as a mutual. So he's from Savannah, Georgia, which is,
right. He just did a show with my best friend, Danielle Carr, really talented songstress, producer, writer, engineer. She does everything herself.
Hell yeah. But so like his whole purpose with this artistry of his is literally to build a name for himself, but then ultimately bring back the resources that come with Savannah, like being an established artist, right? And they've already started to do that. I mean, we were down there for what they call Pote Day. So Pote is basically just slang for Savannah, like port, the port of Savannah. So he basically made this thing with his business partners.
That's
and it's like,
so fire.
Yeah,
it's
dope.
It's like a show. They had like educational workshops. So like Zeke from Since the 80s, who manages, JID, Earth Gang, the list goes on and on. He was there. Exactly. He was given like a little workshop around like music management. They had a block party the next day. So it was like a whole thing. Right. And it was sponsored by Vans, LRG, SoundCloud. I mean, they're really bringing
I heard about that through Danielle. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like really bringing, they're already starting. So like, I'm excited for you to start doing that as well. I mean, it sounds like you and Lily, I mean, she reps Rhode Island to the core as well.
From her project names to her brand to everything. Like, I feel like she does a really good job of just showing what Rhode Island is about, which is being eclectic and being authentic and just like wearing that as loud as you can,
Yeah. It's beautiful.
You got to start Providence Day. When's that happening?
That needs to happen. Honestly,
Prov Day.
We need to just have like an arts day just for Providence.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just to celebrate all the gifts and stuff.
Absolutely. So I was just listening to the Westside Boogie album, and guess whose name
on track
pops up on track 1?
By the Glory of God.
Storm Ford.
Yes.
Okay, By the Glory of God, but like how did that record actually come to life?
So, me and Boogie are both with LVRN. Me for pub, but my manager Naj is just also like, him and Boogie are like brothers.
Shout out Naj.
Yeah, shout out
Moolah.
Naj, the GOAT.
Yes.
When it came down to him looking for vocals for the intro, he was like, oh, Storm is perfect for this. Locked it down, and it happened pretty seamlessly. It wasn't really a big scheme or anything. It just kind of like made sense, When I first embarked on my songwriting journey, Boogie's one of the first artists I ever worked with, and he's always been extremely supportive of that. So I feel like it only made sense for that to happen the way that it did.
Have you written other things specifically for Boogie or like any of his projects? Or was this kind of the first even like working with him?
But definitely when I was still like kind of fostering like my pen and like even just learning studio etiquette, a lot of that took place in his sessions at first. So
what's like the biggest gem for someone that doesn't understand studio etiquette or even know that that's a thing? What's like one of the first things that you did learn, maybe even like the hard way?
Or something that you were messing up.
Question.
Something you were messing up at first, and then you're like, all right, I got to adjust.
Overthinking it because time is money, and I feel like you have to. No, honestly, I'm lying. The biggest lesson that I learned in the studio was from Naj, actually, even before he started managing me. And this was honestly when I knew I wanted him to start, like, just to join my team. We were in a session and we were co-writing. I forget for who, but LVRN had thrown a camp, and I was having a hard time, like, I guess, like, changing my songwriting style and approach to like beats and stuff. To adapt to my co-writers and like, okay, how do you guys form your songs or whatever? And he was like, you just have to have humility and like understand that you don't always have the right answer, and sometimes you might have the wrong answer that leads to the right answer when it comes to like a song flowing perfectly. And I feel like that's something that a lot of songwriters and producers struggle with. Like, you just want to contribute the most of the song to have the biggest split, or you're trying to show off to like take up the most space, but it's not about that. It's about the betterment of the song and like helping it reach its full potential. And once you master that, then the art will just like flow. And that's when the hits really happen, when you stop caring so much about them, So
That's
And like,
huge.
does what I'm writing fit this artist? And overthinking that.
yeah, I
kinda
feel
too
like
much.
I wish I had more opportunities to practice that though. I feel like a lot of times as a songwriter, it feels like you're shooting in the dark because sometimes these artists don't know what they want to hear. Truth be told.
Yeah.
Jam.
And I mean, you know, at least
Right.
Jace, who's also like pen game is strong. He's written
Right.
for, you know, Herbo. He writes a lot for like female artists as
Right.
well.
Neomza.
Yeah, Neomza. I mean, you know, Cody Shane. I mean, I think like, you know, just kind of, you know, some of the big female rappers, right?
Right.
He said oftentimes you don't even get direction though either.
You don't. It's like, make us a hit and we'll see if it lands or not.
Yeah.
And that's always so
That's it.
frustrating. It's like, we might actually land somewhere if you tell us, at least what, my thing, when I step into a session as a songwriter and I'm with the artist, I'm always like, what are you going through right now? Like, let's make a song that you actually, when you get on stage, you feel it. Or we'll ask, you know, what are you missing? You know what I mean? What story haven't you told yet? You know?
Do you think artists have a tough time maybe connecting, like performing songs that they aren't feeling anymore? They're not in that same state of mind. Do you think that's really important?
I just think that labels are in such a rush to like make artists pop that they don't focus enough on the story. And like I'm not gonna say any names, but you can think of an artist that you listen to. The first album you listened, you felt like you knew them, you felt like they knew you, right? And then I know you can think of a million other artists who you've listened to 10 albums and you still don't know who they are. You know, and I feel like labels, A&Rs, and artists themselves are just losing sight of that. Like, your relatability is what curates your core fans and your family, I guess. You know, in the business, in not even just for consumers, but just like the sonic team that you build, your marketing team, everything. Like, it just has to make sense and it has to be authentic to who you are.
But that's also
They're
the
not taking
long
that time.
play. They also don't understand it that like that also
They want that
takes
instant
time.
gratification.
Exactly.
Yes, it's so
The
frustrating.
storytelling,
It's so frustrating.
it might reach fewer at first, but
Right.
they're gonna be there for the fucking long haul.
Right. Yes.
But you know, that's where I think it does get lost in that like they're chasing that short term, you know, virality or just
Right.
like that mega hit. Where you could listen to a song that's on the radio and you have no fucking clue, personally
Then you
speaking, like who
coming
that
on.
artist is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It is, and also I feel like that structure and that process, it like fosters a narrative that's hard for like real artists to like, or it fosters a society that makes it hard for real artists to thrive in, you know, because you have people who actually do care about what they're saying and how it's being said and spend hours on just a verse instead of just like trying to get 10 songs done in a session, you know what I mean? And it doesn't really leave a lot of room for, also, but I feel like things are changing. I feel like people are like honestly in search of something realer. So it's
Well, see, that's
I
what I
hope
was
so.
gonna
turn.
Yeah,
I
but that's
hope
what I was
so.
gonna
Taking
say.
a
Like,
little
how
bit of a
much of
turn.
that is supply and demand, right? Meaning, like, if the market is demanding just like quick shit that like they don't give a fuck about all of this like time
Right.
spent in artistry and like, oh, this is this deep meaning behind the story in this project.
Right.
If that doesn't matter to the consumer, then maybe that's so. You know what I mean? Like,
It depends
how much
on,
is it like?
on the market? I
Yeah,
feel
exactly.
Like. I
Like,
feel like it depends on the person. But I will say that I feel like the genre that I'm speaking most about right now would probably be pop R&B. I feel like because that's the space that I'm in most of the time. I feel like I can speak on that for the most part. I feel like pop does that, but I would say that like there are also just a lot of like new genres coming out. I feel like, or like alternative artists coming out that blur those lines between genres.
yeah,
So it's like
lack of
creating new
genre
space.
almost.
Exactly,
You know?
exactly.
I think genre is damn near dead. I think genre
be
is
honest.
dying, and I
To be
like it.
honest.
I'm here for it.
yeah,
I think make
for
whatever
sure.
the hell your soul tells you to make. You know what I mean? I
Definitely.
don't think you have to define it.
Definitely.
So you performed with Boogie here in Atlanta, right?
Yes, that was a star-studded show. Oh my God! Like
I'm so pissed I
can't
missed
even
that.
believe I was a part of it. Honestly, it would have been fire regardless.
Who is on it?
Smino, Baby Tate, Leia Face, Alex Vaughn.
Grip, right?
Yeah, like the list goes on, honestly. And you know what it was? We were all backstage and nobody, maybe I'm projecting, but I don't think anybody knew that the other people were performing because I opened the show, then Boogie went on. And then next thing you know, Leia was like, I'm up next. And we were like, you're up next. She went on. And then next thing you know, Alex Vaughn was like, I'm up next. And I was like, you're performing too? I thought we were all just kicking it back here. But then everybody just kept taking turns hitting the stage. It was fire. Fire, fire, fire.
Do you get nervous before something like that? The crowd was
Oh, no,
huge.
yes. I have stage fright all the way up until I get on stage.
Okay.
Like I get up there and I'm like, oh, this is where I belong.
You kind of black out.
My anxiety, exactly.
Yeah.
No, my anxiety eats me up. I start sweating. I'm like, nobody talk to me. Like, leave me alone. Like, I need some water right now. But then I get up there and I'm like, I feel like it's like photosynthesis. I'm like feeding off of the crowd, you know, and their energy and just how receptive they usually are. I don't think I've ever performed in front of a shitty crowd before. Like they're always super supportive and, you know.
That's rare.
That probably speaks volumes to you maybe as a performer.
I think I've just gotten lucky.
I've
just gotten lucky because, you know, there's
Half
a lot of
the
haters
shit's
out
luck.
there, you know. So, but yeah.
So we're the Aquarius gang over here. Not him. Fuck him. Your birthday is a week before mine. I'm the 17th.
Oh my God. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Aquarius, what's your
I knew
sign?
we were going to be best friends.
What's your sign?
I'm a Capricorn. What does that shit even mean? Can we not get into that?
No,
please?
honestly, what does the Aquarius stereotype look like?
God, here we go.
Because I
Men
don't know
and
much
women
about
is different.
it.
They say that men are assholes. Am I allowed to curse on here?
Fuck
yeah.
no.
Okay, but they say that Aquarius men are assholes. Like just
Damn.
super.
Are you getting that
emotionally-
vibe?
No, I think
From
you're
me?
cool. I think
Okay.
you're cool.
All right,
I
good.
would have never assumed you were an Aquarius.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
that wouldn't.
Oh, well,
I was going to
I
say
am.
Cancer.
Actually, you're dead on. The funny part is you're dead on. That's crazy.
It's like, are you
you,
really an
Henry.
asshole?
No.
Like on the low, it's okay. You're not an asshole to me.
You
But
can,
are
you
an
can
asshole?
admit it. You can admit it.
Henry, keep going. So
Okay.
other than the asshole male.
We're usually like super creative and ambitious.
Ambitious,
we kind of
yes.
we're overthinkers,
Oh,
very
God.
still thinkers. It's hard for us to like put that thought into action sometimes, but once we do, it's like not like you can't stop us.
No, that's where. Okay, well, I guess once you do, because I'm like probably more action oriented. I mean, you would probably attest that like I want us to like.
Do you know your moon and rising?
I don't know what the
See,
fuck
man.
that is.
Okay.
No.
All right. Because I would really get into it, but no.
The world is
Aquariuses
flat.
are just like you're creative, rebellious, overcompensating best friend. That's really what the Aquarius is.
Okay.
Honestly.
Wow.
Would you say you're rebellious?
I don't know. I'm kind of more conservative. Like
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. On the low, is it like low key rebellious?
I guess it is like,
do you
you know-
think that way, but maybe don't act on it?
I definitely have had my moments, and I think
Okay.
that's probably where my mental goes. To your point,
Gotcha.
But I've maybe been held back in my action on some of the rebellion, right? Like throughout my life.
Okay.
That's
Gotcha.
what I would say.
That's fair.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's
anyone
everybody. That's
yeah.
literally everybody.
So you don't believe in astrology, is what you're trying
No.
to say. And that's exactly why. Okay.
Yeah.
You're a Capricorn. I feel like I don't know a lot of Capricorns that even believe in astrology anyway. So
Oh, they're the good ones.
yeah.
So you had a quote, I think it was tied to your first project, but basically it was about like a process is not a project. And it was like this whole trippy thing that you like expanded upon.
Oh, that was that was my second project.
Okay, your second project.
I released a project in college of straight voice memos.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because I did not have access to a studio and I was kind of broke at the time. And I was like, these songs are great. People should hear this.
Yeah.
Like spoken word, no beats.
No, like I had, I spent a lot of time in that place I mentioned earlier, New Urban Arts. I had the free studio space. There was a point in time where like I just didn't have access to as many resources as I needed. So I was recording all of my jam sessions on my phone. Or I would record my freestyles on my phone or conversations or just anything, me playing my guitar in my dorm room.
Sure.
And I had like hundreds of them. And me and my manager, KT, shout out KT, playing 88 game. Love
KT.
you. He was like, you should just drop these as they are. And I decided to call it In the Moment because it was just like a bunch of fractions of moments. And I felt like it was a process and not a project because it wasn't saturated. There wasn't a lot of effort that went into it. It was just kind of like effortless. Like this is literally you're hearing and experiencing me just like living, you know, you're experiencing my experience essentially.
That's the best shit.
Yeah,
I
like,
feel
it's just
right?
like-
Oh, it was so cool.
It
I'm not
was
gonna
to
lie. Like,
remind-
you know, the mixes, of course, are like
Super
I mean,
raw.
Yeah,
super
like,
raw.
they're
Honestly,
not-
there's no mix.
Yeah,
There's no
exactly.
mix.
They're not
They're
mixed.
non-existent. Yeah.
And so, like, you know, having worked with him, who's a mix engineer, like, my first instinct is like, like they don't have a good mix. But then I'm like,
Then you really
like,
hear
this-
it.
Then I'm like, oh shit, like, this is
Honestly,
like
though,
speaking to my soul. You know
It's
what I mean?
like an
Yes.
interlude bank, and it's a sample. Like it's just like you could sample it in a million ways, and it has been sampled in a lot of ways. There's a lot of stuff coming out.
Oh shit! One more time exclusive.
Can we
Give
get
us
an
one. Give us
exclusive?
one
No.
exclusive.
Oh.
God, Storm.
No, anticipation.
All
You can
right.
say you want to know, but then when you find it, you're gonna be like, "Oh shit!" Watch, I promise.
All right, fine, fair enough.
But yeah, it was just to remind people that art is still cool at its genesis. Like you don't have to like do too much.
I think it's coolest at its
Yeah.
genesis. You look at
Yeah.
like XXX, rest in peace, who like was getting on these Ronnie J beats that we're just breaking every rule of mixing. These basses where these 808s were just like crushing, like clipping everywhere and just doing all this crazy shit that like any classical music person would be like, what the hell are you doing? That's not how you do it. And it connected with millions of people.
Yeah.
Which is so cool to me. So if it connects to someone,
I would like more artists to tap into that, even if it's like releasing the actual record and then the demo. Like I feel like fans usually, and I say this as a consumer, like usually like love hearing how a song came about. You know what I mean? It makes you love the record more. It makes you love the artist more. It's more intimate.
It's the story.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully it like fosters a wave of artists like doing more shit like that. Which I also feel like I hear more artists including voice memos in their projects and stuff, because it's a warm and welcoming aesthetic, you know?
Even dropping like a voice memo that like after you drop the song, like here's the voice memo that I recorded first that inspired the song.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
so
you
might appreciate it more.
Yeah. With East.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, he had an artist that basically had sent him some like just, hilarious voice note that was basically like, I want this
song to go like
drums to go like this.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Boom. And then like dun 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 boom, boom, boom.
And then you really created
that song.
Yeah.
Did you put it in the beginning of the song? You released it
It's
afterwards.
the hook. Oh no, I just did like a piece of content that like highlighted that after. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, but to your point, like people eat that shit up of just like seeing it come together.
Exactly.
Because for those especially that aren't musical and don't have any idea
what goes
into a song being made. I mean, even me walking into like working with Henry, right? I'm like in a studio session, never been in one before. I'm like fanboying over just like, wait, this is how it works?
You put a lot of hours in, they be making it look so easy.
He's like the fastest engineer I've ever seen. And then like making a beat, it's like incredible, right? And I'm just like, and then rappers that are really good at recording, it's like, how good are you at, coming up with bars, going in, recording them, stacking them, harmonizing, like just the whole process of like, we just take it for granted as the consumer of like, oh, that's what the song just sounded like that. Like when you first fucking did it or something.
Right. And there's a lot of energy that goes into it.
Yeah.
I always try to dip into the production thing, but it's just a lot of moving parts, especially like
a lot of buttons to click.
Yeah, exactly. Engineers too. Like they'll just, I don't know.
It's technical.
Goats.
For sure.
Yeah.
So learn your hotkeys.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Clip this for. Learn your hotkeys, motherfuckers.
Learn your hotkeys. I don't know what that means, but learn your hotkeys.
Shortcuts like Command Control A.
Okay, I know a couple of those. I know like 5 or 6 of those. I feel like I'm part of the hotkey club.
Because if you can just do that, like I've recorded myself just messing around, and it's so fun to just be like, oh no, fuck that up.
Facts.
Okay, try again.
So is it safe to say that like you went absolutely bananas when the pandemic hit and just joined a fuck ton of these like Instagram live, like open mics and showcases on the internet?
And
that's been like a big part of like at least kicking things into like hydro gear, I feel like.
I would say my KT, shout again.
Shout out.
He used to call it the quarantine come up. Because I had freshly dropped out of college. I was like, this is not for me. I was studying to be like an entertainment attorney, actually. And I was in music business class, and he was like, the best way to learn this is to live it. Like, I can't really teach you anything else here. And I was like, oh, I'm dropping out tomorrow. And I did. I literally dropped out. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm not giving y'all another $1.
So he was your teacher?
Yeah.
And he was just like...
He was like, you're going to learn it by being in the business.
Yeah.
Like, you can study this book up, down, left, right. And I was
what
like,
a goat.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm out. And
the school was like, damn, bro, you can't keep telling all of our students to drop out.
No, right. But if you did, maybe, you'd have more stories like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
more donations from, Storm's about to drop the bag at her school.
But not that school. I'm sorry. I can't. Peace out.
What school was it?
Oh my God. I can't say now. I was just shitting on them.
Why?
Okay. Manhattanville College.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not getting the bag.
They owe me a lot. They're
New
not
York?
getting the bag. Yeah. Like in like the Purchase area. Kind of like Westchester. I feel like, I don't know.
Okay. Yep.
Don't quote me on that. But KT had sent me Justice Baden's post, and he was like, oh, I'm doing a live in like a couple hours, and like the best songwriters.
For those that don't know who Justice is, can you?
Co-founder of LVRN, A&R, head A&R.
Legend.
He wears really cool pants. Yeah.
Hence his Instagram name, Justice Wears Cool Pants.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like all of them are like part-time like influencers and like
definitely.
label executives like fucking Amber
if you
Grimes.
didn't know, you would think that the founders were the artists too.
Right.
I always say that, like
Dude
you would
looks
not be
so
able to tell because they're just
fucking
in
cool.
the shit. They're
I think
always part of it.
they just recognize the value of a good brand, right?
for sure.
course.
Because they put that on their artists, and they lead by example by doing it themselves.
And they're all fly. They're all fly.
And they all are actually cool
they all
as
care about
hell.
the music shit. So
Yes.
Yeah.
But he sent me his post and he was like, I'm looking for the best writers, best producers, best whatever the hell. And
You're
at
like,
the time,
That's me.
Just because all the music industry
At the
was
time.
shut down, so everyone
no,
was
literally,
like,
everybody's
so
like, we need to do
just-
something to stay busy. Like, let's stay alive somehow.
That's how I got so many people to take my phone call. I started in music, basically then.
Right at the
I was
beginning.
getting people taking my calls that like
I
would
feel like
never take my call.
Everybody was
if
just
I
looking
started
for
now.
something to do. They're like, just for the sake of staying busy, sure.
Sure, I'll
with
take
it.
this
Let's
fucking
do this.
kid's call.
You know? So
Playback Ben.
he,
Sure, I'll take his call.
Yeah.
At the time, I think I had done like 3 or 4 other lives, and I had like I had done with one with Sway, I did one with the NBA, I did
Sway?
Yeah.
Sway in the morning?
Yeah.
Nice.
And NBA, like the National Basketball Association.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so interesting that they did a music.
Shout out United Masters.
Okay, that was a UM play?
yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Cool.
What else? Scotty Beam, but they were all just doing talent shows, kind of like Justice.
Yeah.
And I'd realized that like when like an official Instagram account gets comments, they see the people they follow first, and then they start seeing that like everyone else. So when I joined these lives, I would send it to everyone I knew and be like, comment my name 1,000 times so that increases my chance of being noticed. So when it came to the Justice one, I was like, I sent it to people who was following me, their followers and their followers, like 1,000, like hundreds of people. I was like, comment me as much as you can. He's going to notice me if it's the last thing that I do.
Gem. Fucking don't be too cool.
Don't be too
do this
cool.
shit.
Like
man.
grab yourself. Like you can't be
followers of followers of
you
followers.
cannot be
Like,
too thirsty for your own dreams. That's literally impossible.
especially if you're good. Like if you're not good, then like
Listen to
everyone
him.
will just ignore you. But like if you're good, then like everyone wants to support something that is good and they're fucking hungry for it.
If you're authentic, it's not even about being good. It's just about being authentic. People love authenticity.
It's true.
I agree. Good
but-
is overrated.
They were tagging me 1,000 times. I got to join, sung a little bit, and literally the next day he was like, "Are you signed?" And I was like, "No." And that's when this whole
How quick did it go from that message to being signed to LVRN?
I didn't sign officially until like a year and a half later.
Okay, I'm thinking it's like the next day.
So a lot of people don't know. Like I really just wasn't ready.
In what sense?
And like I had gone to LA. I had been at a camp, kind of like a camp, I guess you would say. And I think LVRN and I realized that I really just wasn't ready for what it took to navigate my first deal or just to be a songwriter in general. Like I didn't know any of the etiquette. I didn't really understand, like I hadn't yet worked through the confidence that I needed to command the space that you need to in sessions to get the song done. I had to like really learn how to believe in myself more than everyone around me. That contributes a lot to like how the art comes about.
So how did you start to learn these things? You know
It
what
was
I mean?
more
Like,
of a will thing. So whatever we had decided, like, okay, this is not the time, right? Then they had another camp in Atlanta and he was like, come down, come stay for a month. When I got back to Atlanta that month, I was like, I don't care. I'm leaving with the deal. Like, y'all are going to see that this is for me. It was probably a couple months later. I kind of let it eat me up a little bit. I was like, damn, like, did I like mess up? Did I whatever? But when I got there, I feel like I just prayed a lot on it and just really like set my mind towards being the best songwriter that I could be and like soaking up as much knowledge as possible, which I was getting a lot of that from Nas, just about that humility thing we were talking about. Really not overthinking or oversaturating like the flow of songs as they come through me and just like trying weird shit. I feel like I also, the first time around, was scared to step out of my comfort zone. So just being more open and just like more of a sponge instead of this is how I do shit and you guys are going to learn about me instead of like I'm willing to learn how this should go or more about myself, you know?
Well, yeah, I think it was Rick Rubin I was listening to talk about like specifically like within a band dynamic, but maybe in just a group of songwriters dynamic.
Right.
It oftentimes is everyone wants to be the one that comes up with the hit like lyric or whatever.
Right.
But sometimes it's about acknowledging that what you did is not the best thing that's come out of this session, right?
Right.
And being
but
able to
sometimes that
like
leads to what was the best thing that come out of the session. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
It was just more about just like being a student. When I was ready to be a student, that's when shit really took off for me. And I think everybody was like starting to see the growth and see the willingness to learn. And then the pen to the paper, and it was just like go time.
Boom.
Yeah.
So did you have any placements
At the time? No.
prior to signing a publishing
I had
deal?
never, ever been in like, I had never written a song for anyone other than myself prior to that. I had never been in like a real studio session because my other projects were, my first project was recorded at that like
free
after
studio.
school free studio program, and the second one was voice memo. So I never even knew what it was like to have an engineer and like, you know.
Bro, this is so inspiring.
Yeah.
Like if
So
y'all are
they
listening
kinda
to this
they
shit
kinda
and
like
being
threw
like,
me in the
You
fire,
can
and they were
fucking
like,
do it.
yeah, like
you can do anything you put your mind
like,
to.
This
like,
is incredible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because okay, I do want to like ground everyone out there that this is not the norm.
no,
Most people
it's
that
not.
get pub deals
Have
significant
catalogs,
records,
yeah.
have records
I
that they
think
have
Justice
publishing
just
splits.
really believed in me. I think he saw, I don't know, I think he saw something in me. He saw that I was hungry, one, and two, just like, I think he recognized my style of storytelling. It was like, there's not a lot of this, you know?
What would you characterize
Your
as your
style.
style?
Like if I had to create a genre for it, or like if
Real
I had to
Providence
compare it
shit.
to-
Real PVD shit.
I would say that my style of storytelling is really, it's based on the internal dialogue instead of like a reflection of outwardly experiences, which I feel like a lot of music is about. Like, oh, it's like this happened. But my music is more like, this is how I grew in it. This is how I feel about it. This is how I am after it. This is what I'm working towards. I want people to really understand where I came from, where I'm at, where I'm going, by the time they're done listening to the song. You know?
Wow. No, that's beautiful.
I don't know if I don't know I haven't worked with a lot of other artists that take that time personally.
Yeah.
I've worked with a lot of writers that care. The writers are, shout out every writer in Atlanta because they're all so hard. But a lot of these artists are very just like, oh, as long as it's catchy, I don't care.
A lot of artists are like, let me take this situation and let me, spin it. Let me describe it in the coolest way possible. And it sounds like you're more like, this is how it sounds in my head. Even if it's not that cool, this is how I perceive it, and that's how I'm translating it into the song.
But I feel like even being around those artists and being in those spaces has changed me as a producer and songwriter, kind of, because now I see, not even just see the beauty in, but like I want those bops and those hits as well. So like I do focus on being more like melody centric and like what is catchy, because I do want my songs to resonate the first time sonically as well as they do like lyrically, you know?
And then they're deep later.
Yeah.
On the repeats.
Exactly.
I've always said that's the best music, is catchy the first time, and then you hear it the fifth time, and you're like, oh shit, yeah.
There's no way. And they said it like that, like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it needs to all make sense.
Damn. So like, how much do you think though, your personality and the way you're able to work with people has played into like why you got signed, like why Justice was a fan of yours, right? Like why people like artists are fans of yours, right? Because for me, we've talked about, it's not always about who's the best songwriter,
right?
Like, technically speaking, it's not about who's the best producer, like who makes literally exact best beats, right? It's sometimes about that studio etiquette that goes beyond just like, knowing when to say something, when to not, whatever, but also just like being fucking likable. And
no, that goes a long way. Don't be a dick. Because it's gonna just block your blessings. But I would say he's killing me with these sound effects, y'all.
It's ridiculous.
But
I wish we could mute them.
I was literally just having a conversation with my friend the other day about how I think just you're in such a phony industry all the time, and there's a lot of politicking and like baby kissing so that I can call this favor later, let me do this for you. But I'm just a really genuine person. Even when I'm genuinely wrong, like I'm genuine about that. I'm like, sorry about that. I'd rather just like be 100% me. And I think that as I meet a lot of people, from songwriters to execs to managers to producers, they always say that it's just like really refreshing for them because they're used to people that are just like more transactional. Whereas if you're a part of what I'm building, you should feel like family, and there should be a mutual respect there that goes beyond whatever we're creating right now. But that's just me. And I've also learned that not everyone is like that the hard way, you know? So I think right now, I would say I'm working on like learning who to do that for, because some people you do have to be transactional with. But I think just being genuine will take you a long way.
How hard has it been to find your kind of like go-to collaborators and stuff? Like, have you found somewhat of like a go-to like crew and like a usual like roster of people that you're, you know, likely to be found in the studio with at this point, or not really yet?
I think I have. Yeah. I honestly, yeah, I would say I do, but I had to work on like not leaning on them so much, you know?
What, to not be like overshadowed by them, I guess? Or like
not overshadowed.
Yeah, like, what do you mean by that?
But like I think because I was seeing the artists that I was writing for kind of just take a back seat and let these producers and writers take over for them, that when I was creating these sonic teams, I was expecting them to do that, but I'm not that kind of artist. So it took a long time for even that team, that tribe of people to make sense for me. Like I had to learn how to like navigate that crew.
Okay, so speaking more on you as an artist now. Yes,
but I would say that now that I know how to navigate having that type of sonic team, that I have a better idea of like who my tribe is for sure.
So where are you at right now with your artistry, right? Because I mean, you haven't released music
long time.
It's been a minute.
Long,
yes, because
I was like, is this real?
It's okay
like,
if you just want to be a songwriter too. Like,
no, I don't. I honestly hate it.
Yeah.
I am an artist first, but I think that in songwriting, there was a lot of, you should sound like this and you should say this like this and da da da. And that was fucking with me as a creative overall. So it was like holding up, like I have hundreds of songs on my phone, but I was like, oh, but this doesn't do this doesn't do that. Like I was so caught up in like what people would want from me or what they expect from me, instead of like what is an honest reflection of who I am, because that's what people are always going to want from me, because that's what they've always wanted from me, you know? But
and that's
right
what you're
now,
going to do best.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, you're not going to do anything better than yourself.
Exactly. So I have a single coming out next month.
Ooh,
and an EP coming out in the first quarter of next year that I'm really excited about.
Is this a One More Time exclusive?
Has this been announced?
No, actually, it hasn't.
Fuck, we got one.
Now you guys can hold me accountable.
All right, episode's over. No, I'm just we were just fishing for a One More Time.
We got exclusive. Let's wrap this shit up.
Yeah,
I'm over my nerves. I'm just ready to just like embrace myself fully again.
Is that what it's been?
Yeah, it's just been really insecure about my art, honestly.
So you've been overthinking shit.
I've been overthinking like, fuck, I've been on my Aquarius shit. You know what I'm saying? I've just been fucking overthinking.
Taking people's opinions of what your music should sound like too serious.
Or this should look like this. Or this, like, nobody fucking cares.
No.
Like, honestly, no one cares. So I just need to tap back into that bag that I was in when I released In the Moment a Process. Like, I just didn't really care, you know? And I'm on that time again, and I feel good. I feel like my music is honest and true to the things I've been through in the past 2 years. I think that people are going to be moved by it, and that's really my only objective anytime I release music. So now that I am reminded of my purpose, it's time to let it go so I can.
Do we have any titles for the single or the project? Can we get a can we get a name here?
The title of the project, I feel like KT and Naj are gonna punch me for this. And we're like, we didn't talk about this, but I'm gonna tell you anyways.
They'll be fine.
The title of the project is The Cost of Feelings.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's deep. So, you talked about it being kind of a representation of what's happened over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
What are some of those themes? You know what I mean? Like, what has happened that you're going to speak on?
Yeah.
So the first single, 21, is coming out.
So we just got the single too, Henry.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Damn, y'all are really good at this.
Yes. Man.
Featuring 21 Savage.
That's really funny that you said that. But
Wait, why? Go ahead.
I'll tell you later. You'll see later. You'll see in a month.
So Drake's dropping an album with 21, and then Storm is dropping an album with 21.
21's going crazy. It's a Gangsta Grillz DJ drama project.
You'll never know.
I'm putting this out there.
You won't know till you know.
I'm putting this out there. Storm has a songwriting credit on the Drake and 21 Savage album. That's what I'm speaking into existence.
I need more people like you around.
You do?
Yeah, you heard it.
Yeah. Manifest.
Sometime soon.
All right.
But
Actually, it might be the day it'll be the day before this episode's out.
that's
Yeah,
when the
it's
project
Friday.
comes out?
The project comes out Friday.
Drake and 21.
And this episode
Friday.
comes out
Fire.
in
Thursday.
three days.
I don't know,
4
y'all.
days.
I don't know. But yes, 21 is about breaking cycles, and it's about coming of age, but your patterns and behaviors not aging as gracefully as you are or as you would have liked them to. Then you have Step Back, which is not really a secret because I perform it all the time. I've been doing a lot of shows lately. Step Back originally was about taking a break from a relationship that isn't functionable anymore. And it was used to be about like a relationship with someone romantically. But recently I took like a 5-month break from Atlanta. Like I sold all my belongings and did like a road trip of the East Coast and spent time with my family and in Baltimore and New York and Vermont and everything. And just got back, had a resurgence of self and got back to who I was. And now I feel like the meaning of the song has changed because I hear it and all I can do is think about how I took a step back from all the pressures and like the status quos of Atlanta and like the music industry here. And then coming back to that with just like more sound, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so what I think you just kind of hinted at that's interesting is that a song could have an original meaning, but then whether it's you, the artist, that has it take on a different meaning, or you, the listener, man, it's like
something totally different.
Who fucking cares
Doesn't
what
matter.
the original reason for writing the song was?
Some of the best art will always do that. Like as you grow with the music, and I think about Lauryn Hill and Erykah Badu specifically.
Yes.
When I listen to the music, the older I get, their music means something different every year.
Yeah.
Or a certain line will resonate deeper than it did before. Like, oh shit, you know?
And do you think that's why they tell songwriters to kind of be general? Do you try to be general with your writing so that maybe it can apply to more people?
I feel like music is so general now that I try to be really specific, actually. I want people to like be able to like see, taste, and smell the song because it's just getting muddy. Like all these songs are kind of like starting to sound the same because they're so general. So I feel like
the specifics kind of make it unique.
Yeah, exactly.
I met you at the Red Lobster, cheddar biscuits.
Exactly. Shout out Beyonce. But stuff like that, it sticks out. I think she said, I don't know what song that's in. I sound like a fake Beehive fan, but I'm like,
I thought that was an H3 original, honestly.
good, I take his ass to Red Lobster. Yeah, I was right. I don't know what song that is. Formation. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a hit.
See?
For sure.
Yeah.
So when you moved to Atlanta,
Yes, 2020.
what were your first impressions of Atlanta? I love asking this.
Traffic.
from non-Atlantans.
Weed is expensive as hell.
Facts.
so expensive. Like, so expensive. I mean, not now because I'm used to it, but when I first got here, I was like, I am never smoking again.
But it's got to be better than Rhode Island swag.
No.
Come on.
No.
Rhode Island's got the gas?
You're capping.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you.
You're
You can
capping
ask
hard.
anybody. You can ask anybody.
I'm about to text
When we
Lily
get
right
off
now.
here, I'm going to call my best friend.
You're big cap.
You can call her if you want to on everything. She's going to tell you.
Call her right
Rhode
now on the
Island-
podcast. Call her.
No.
I swear.
I
Call
will.
her.
I'm trying to tell you. Rhode Island has some of the best weed. Everyone that's traveled and has been there will say it, will tell you to your face. I'm not lying to you.
This
I wouldn't
podcast
tell
is
you a
going to
lie.
live into infinity, and you just said that.
Yeah,
So.
I'm trying to tell
On
you.
record.
Everybody has to go to Rhode Island now just to smoke and then come back. And
We
try
don't
that.
grow the best weed here, but we're a fucking hub, and we get
Oh,
it.
no. Y'all have
coming in.
Zod too, but like it's like not good enough for y'all to be taxed in the way that y'all do. Like it's absurd.
We have some cappers, some
Yeah.
taxers.
Yeah.
sure.
So I would say that y'all don't give a fuck about the quarantine whatsoever.
Facts.
Nope.
Didn't shut down at all.
Very chaotic. The traffic I didn't really think it was that bad when I first moved here, but now
Because it was pandy.
Oh my god, Pandy.
Because you were pandy traffic was straight. That was the
Did you
greatest.
hear
it's ever
someone
been.
called it a pandemic Lovato? I was so
Yo, baby Tate
dead.
was so funny
Oh
about
my
like
goodness.
in the middle of a goddamn Pangea, bitch.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. So I would say that traffic has gotten significantly worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think everybody here is so fly. Honestly, I feel
Lot
like
of culture,
it's a mecca
right?
of just like really sick people.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to be a part of that.
Hell yeah.
Now you are.
So I do think it's important honestly for our knowledge as well, because I don't think I've had the privilege of being, officially associated with like a writer's camp, right? You mentioned like a few writers' camps, whether it's for, a specific artist's project whether it's for, I think you've been a part of one for Insecure, maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
That was so sick. Yeah.
Which Insecure, as everyone knows, has the dopest fucking music, right?
Yeah.
And
the
so that
score
had to be
is
cool.
always, it never disappoints.
Yeah.
Never disappoints. A lot of my peers and friends are actually a part of the score, so it's been really, really
amazing.
cool. Yeah.
So, like, walk us through what a camp actually, like, looks like, and like, feel, you know what I mean? Like, what's actually going on, right? Like,
So-
I think
Fucking
people.
slumber party of dope people.
Basically, no, honestly, there's a lot of all-nighters, but typically like a label or an artist or etc. will rent out a whole studio, and you have, each room has 10 producers, 10 writers, or sometimes 3 producers, 3 writers, and we're just all kind of trying to make the best shit, Most of the camps I've been to is kind of like shooting in the dark. It's kind of like just make the illest thing you can make, and we'll try to place it somewhere. Some of them have had direction, some of them that are based like for shows or movies, etc. Or even just brands. You have a better idea of like what they're looking for, so that like time is managed better. But camps are just really an opportunity to show what you're made of around of a bunch of other people who are made of the same thing, Stardust. And it's an opportunity to learn. And
Hey, the wrong-
one is ill.
You weren't supposed to hear that one till later.
Wow.
Sorry.
Jesus, Henry.
I cannot.
Get your fucking
I just
fingers
can't.
straight.
But yeah, it is like kind of like an artsy slumber party. Everybody's just kind of like chilling, waiting for their turn to like get on the mic or add something to the beat. And yeah,
Is that probably where
utopia.
is that kind of where you got probably thrown into the
Definitely
studio
crash
etiquette
course.
thing, right?
Definitely,
Because if you're just in a producer and one writer and the artist just for a normal, hey, want to go to the studio tonight or we
Right.
booked a session, cool.
Yeah.
But like for that, when you mention the numbers of like 10 and 10,
yeah,
to
it
not
happens.
like know how to navigate that, like that sounds stressful.
Yeah.
To someone who hasn't been in those
definitely
situations.
a lot of awkward, embarrassing moments. I've learned the hard way.
What's the most
Whether-
embarrassing, awkward moment that you had?
You gave someone like a
Don't do
shitty
this.
bar.
Come on.
Like, you should rap about chicken wings right
It's supposed to help people.
Okay,
not
you know what?
embarrass you.
Maybe I have an embarrassing moment, but it's not really about studio etiquette. It was just embarrassing.
Okay, we can have that too. I
Okay.
guess.
Sounds like some
So I was
clickbait.
at the Insecure camp. I was at the Insecure camp, and where I was in one of the rooms, and someone was in the booth, and I just got out of the booth, and I wasn't really paying attention. I was kind of like nervous and flustered because I didn't like my take. So I'm like going to my manager. I'm like, I can't believe I just did that. And this person gets on the mic, and I'm like, oh my God, he's fucking hard. I'm like, that sounds like Coltrane. Everybody yelled at me and said, they were like, that is Coltrane. And I was like, oh, sorry. Because I have this thing where like I listen to a lot of music and I know a lot of artists' voices. I might even know their whole discography, but don't know their face. So I could see them and not know who it was.
Oh, that's so
that happened a lot at the
stereotypical,
Insecure
I feel
camp
like.
where like I was like in the studio with a lot of people and I'd be like, oh my God, you sound just like, and they'd be like, no, that's who I am. Nice to meet you. Yeah. So I'm kind of, I live under a rock a little bit. Like I'm kind of like, yeah.
No, I feel like I have to tell Henry, like when we're at events, I'm like, yo, that's like this
He's like,
guy.
who?
He's
That's
like,
what do they even do? Like,
no,
you know
and-
what I mean? Like,
but then I'll second guess myself too, and so I'll make him look him up on Instagram
and it's
be
definitely
like,
them.
he's
Yeah,
like,
that happens with me
that's
and
him.
Casey
No,
all
they
the
got a
time.
story here 5 minutes ago, bro. That's that
Right.
person.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
so I would say that.
I think I read somewhere that you have a Diddy cosign. Is that real?
What?
Is that about you? Has Diddy co-signed you?
I don't know if he's co-signed me. I met him before. I met him.
So some like publication really
Whoa.
gassed this
They
interaction up.
definitely gassed that. I would love that. Speak it. Shit, speak it. But no,
Because I was imagining it.
Diddy
like,
said
so,
Storm Ford is the truth.
Yeah.
We're manifesting. We're
Yeah.
manifesting right now. But no, I've met him before in a session. I think I was in a session with London and Summer.
Okay.
Dope. Some
It was
Walker.
fire.
And
Yeah. And a bunch of like my favorite other writers like Deja Raw, Shamba, etc.
No, Deja?
Yeah,
She went to my high school. I worked with Deja.
Wait,
Oh,
Shamba
weird.
the artist?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's
like
also
sis too,
in the
She was there that day.
okay.
But yeah, I don't know about cosign, but you know, maybe that happened and we don't know about it.
Damn.
I don't know.
I need to fact check this.
Yeah, we do need to fact check. Let me know what article that was at. So
I'm like, is there a tweet out there that's like Storm Ford's the shit from at Diddy?
I tweeted that I met him the second it happened.
Of course.
But that's about it.
Some blog ran with that, be like, Diddy co-signed Storm Ford.
She's up. Yeah.
That's going to be the title of this podcast. Diddy's best friend, Storm Ford.
Oh, I'm literally putting Diddy co-sign for sure.
That is hilarious.
Actually, though.
Just because we talked about it for one
And if they listen to this, they'll say it's a joke, but fuck them. Clickbait runs YouTube.
Man.
Honestly.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Honestly.
absolutely.
We're doing it.
So we got the single 21 coming up in November, right? Mm-hmm. And then we got the project to follow. What was it called again? The Cost of Feelings.
First quarter.
First quarter,
I don't want to make any
2023.
promises. I want to get everything just right. I want to make sure everything's delivered perfectly. You know?
Absolutely. So what else can we look forward to? I know you just had a show that I was bummed to miss out on at the Mood Room.
Honestly,
Culture
these
Lab.
shows have just been coming like that. So honestly, I feel like I'm praying that this momentum stays up because I love hitting the stage. It's where I feel most aligned with my purpose. You know what I mean? When I can really connect with people in real time. So definitely more shows. And, I'm praying that, if everything works out perfectly, more singles before the project comes out. So, visual, stuff like that.
Yeah, because do you have any music videos out?
No, I just finished co-directing my first visual with my best friend, Natalia Veras, also known as Culture Face, very talented photographer, videographer, graphic designer. And I'm excited for you guys to see it.
And that's for 21?
No, that's for another song of mine called Wanna Be in Love. Like I said,
on the project?
I'm sitting on hundreds of songs. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's time to get rid of them.
Let those
Time to
babies
let them go,
fly.
Yeah. Let them leave the nest.
Yes.
So
we need that for sure.
And if we do a one more time writing camp, would you?
Oh, I'm there. I'm going to be the first one here. I know I was
You heard it here
2 minutes
first,
late
folks.
today, but I'll be here.
I think we just planned it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Henry, we've entered a final segment of the podcast. Storm, buckle up.
We're here. Oh my God, is this a town I've never heard before?
Uh-oh.
Oh God.
No, but it's coming.
Okay.
So
It's coming.
Wait, what is this? I'm nervous.
this is the Rapid Fire Rampage. It's a 3-part rampage.
Okay.
Not that hard. You don't have to stress too hard. It's a lot of just unconscious, just first kind of answer type of things. It's 3 parts though. The first part is just going to be a short answer, questions, real simple questions.
Okay.
Second part's going to be a this or that. I'm going to give you 2 choices and you pick one.
Okay.
Last part is a word association. I'm going to give you 1 word and you just say the first word off the top of your head right back at me.
Okay.
And we can go back over that as it comes. But starting with the short answer, you did buckle up, right? Is your seatbelt good to go?
Sorry,
over there?
just
Yep.
It's
fasten the
fastened.
belt.
Fastened.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Just buckle up.
She's locked in.
I'm in. Ready, let's go.
One more time, podcast, episode 76 with
Yes.
Stormford. This is the Rapid Fire Rampage. Alternate reality, Stormford never finds her way to the music industry. What is she doing?
She is running a soul Thai food restaurant somewhere in the Caribbean, and the restaurant is called Soul Thais.
Wow. She's thought this through.
Clearly.
Yeah.
You should actually still do that.
No, I am. That's the plan I was speaking
Good.
in.
Man. We've manifested a lot.
We
on
have.
this
No,
podcast.
we're gonna come. This is gonna be something
Yo.
that people come back to for years.
For sure. That's our goal.
Yeah.
We want like OG Storm Ford fans to like
They're
be able
gonna
to
be like,
look back
Do you
at
remember when they
this.
said this? And
You remember when they said Diddy co-signed her and then she
look
was
at her right now.
Yeah.
That
She had her
one
own
more time.
liquor. She had her own liquor with Diddy.
Oh
They
my
dropped it to
goodness.
For sure.
Okay.
What is one of your favorite projects of the year so far?
Renaissance, my Beyonce, obviously. That was a no-brainer.
What is one restaurant everybody visiting Providence should go to?
Asian Bakery on Broad Street. Yeah, without a doubt.
Period. In the next 15 seconds, invent a genre of music.
Apocalypse music.
Fire.
Sounds hectic.
It is.
I like it.
Sounds dark.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dark and twisty.
I'm going to put a spin on this one because you kind of hinted at this.
Okay.
You've just opened a shop in Atlanta. It's not a restaurant. What do you sell?
Toothpicks. What's the first thing that came to mind?
I think you're going out of business.
No, but like gold and platinum toothpicks, like reusable toothpicks. You know what I mean? So you never have to buy
What?
one again. And you get them on a chain. This is the first thing that came to mind. I'm just going with the punches. Come on.
Yeah, no, that's what we want. Speed counts more than, you know.
There are times recently where I've looked in the mirror and seen something in my teeth and wish I had a toothpick. A platinum
See?
one would be
Gold
dope.
one hanging on your neck.
Yes, you can use it whenever you need it. Like,
Yeah.
come on now.
I don't know.
You can pick
actually.
locks with it. Yeah.
I might just go with like the embarrassing moment of having something in my teeth.
Ben, we're in the middle of the Rampage. Please.
Excuse me, Henry.
If you were a piece of equipment in a music studio, what would you be?
The speakers, because I'm loud as hell.
It's because you're an Aquarius.
Yeah.
Can we
We don't shut up.
Yep. Facts.
just need
See?
the answer? Here, so
Don't let him talk to you like that.
it's our dynamic.
I have bigger fights to fight.
Okay.
Stormford, if you were arrested, what would your friends and family assume it was for?
Probably fighting on behalf of one of my friends, honestly. I'm very protective.
Great answer.
I would not want to throw hands with Storm.
You don't. You would get all this generational rage, definitely.
Generational.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Packing a punch.
Okay, this next one's a bit of a philosophical question.
Love those.
Is water wet?
No. No way.
I was expecting something else, Henry.
This is the start of a new era.
Thank
For the
God.
philosophical.
Finally.
questions. If you could party with any fictional character, who would it be?
Jake from Adventure Time.
Fire.
Duh.
This is a fan favorite. You must get rid of 3 states. What do you get rid of?
Idaho.
Gone.
That's the gunshot killing Idaho.
Okay, Idaho. Connecticut. They gonna hate me for that one.
Gone.
And Florida. I'm sorry.
No, I'm
I'm sorry.
makes sense.
It's okay.
It's
People.
so chaotic. It's so chaotic. And I've lived there.
There's
Well,
too much
so
going on in
chaotic.
Florida. There's too much.
I'm pretty
Love
sure
you.
a number of
954, I
past
love you.
guests have taken out Rhode Island. So
Really?
this is your time to clap back at
Only a couple. Like,
Wow. A couple?
I'd say Florida is more a bigger target.
Oh, wait. So,
than-
no, I'm being serious. A couple people have killed
I'm
Rhode Island?
pretty sure.
Think about it. It's the smallest state.
More than one person.
No one's been there. It's the
That's
smallest state.
crazy.
I think they took out,
Have
like,
y'all
you know-
suggested Rhode Island or people just said Rhode
No.
Island?
We don't make suggestions.
We're not biasing their opinions. It's
Okay.
just, you know.
I don't like that.
That's why I was
feels
excited to have
personal.
you speak on, you know, how cool Rhode Island is, so that
It is.
future
Everybody
guests
needs to go. Wow, they're
Yeah.
haters. Let me know who they were after this, so I can.
We won't.
You
do
might have to
that.
watch every
you can
single
go watch
episode.
every episode.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, just a couple more here. Couple more for the short answer here. Let's
Okay.
get through this. How many Oreo cookies would fit in a Dodge Challenger?
I want to say 75,000.
And the last one, wrapping up the short answer. What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Part one of the Rampage.
Part 1. 75,000 Oreos in a Dodge Challenger.
That's a little much, but it was a quick answer.
I feel like if you crush them, like, yeah.
Oh, crush them. Yeah, we didn't
Okay.
specify.
You didn't.
To be fair, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
If you mush.
Fair
Moving
enough.
on to the this or that portion. I'm going to give you 2 choices. You pick your favorite. Buckled up.
I am. Y'all.
New York music or Cali music?
New York.
Pop or R&B?
R&B.
Rock or jazz?
Jazz.
Rich or famous?
Rich.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Dogs or babies?
Babies.
Everyone thinks I'm going cats. I don't go cats. Permanently sing instead of talk or permanently dance instead of walk?
I'm going to say dance because I always sing and talk anyways. Yeah.
So you're just going to do both?
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like,
It's
wait.
going to be a walking musical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good Lord. You're losing friends by the second. You see that chick that was singing
How's
instead of
everybody
talking?
doing today?
They're going to hate me. Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay.
Oh, Lord. Nice one, Henry, by the way. That was
Thank you.
great
Thank you.
rendition.
Be underdressed or overdressed?
Overdressed.
Nicki or Lizzo?
Nicki Minaj? Queens! Yeah. Yeah.
Eat mushrooms with every meal or never eat mushrooms again?
What kind of mushrooms?
Any kind.
It's a blanket mushroom deal.
Like shrimp? Okay. Yeah, mushrooms.
Every meal?
Yeah.
Oh, I think she was asking if they were psychedelic or not.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
These were. We didn't specify, I guess, again.
Yeah.
So if you want to dose every meal, then by all means.
That was like a great
Is that
line.
part of your creative process?
No, honestly, but I'm about to now. So you
Okay.
put me
There
on.
it is.
Okay, go ahead.
There it is.
So if her music starts to take a weird turn, guys,
You heard it here
you can
first.
look back on the
Right,
One More Time
right.
episode,
Yeah.
and it got a little crazy.
Get a face tat of Chris Brown or lose a foot.
Chris Breezy. Yeah.
Right on her cheek.
Sorry.
Yep.
Uncontrollable gas every time you enter a studio, or wet yourself every time you're in a car.
With myself every time I'm in the car. I'm sorry. You're not fucking up with the bag. I can't. Nope. Can't do it.
She always drives by herself from now on.
Yeah,
keep
no
hella-
carpooling ever again.
No.
Extra
Never.
undies.
Storm, can I get a ride? No, sorry.
Sorry, my car's full.
Yeah.
It's actually flooded.
It's actually really wet.
I can't. Sorry.
Yep.
Last one of the this or that. Catch your partner cheating or get caught cheating.
Catch My Partner Cheating because that album is going to be fire. What?
Part 2.
Part 2, the last one.
That was a really fast one. That was good.
Yeah.
You upped your game right there.
Thanks.
I would
Try
say
not to overthink it. See, we're working on that.
and that's the key here. There's no correct answers. It's all about speed. So,
Okay.
first half was decent, or first third was decent. Second third, phenomenal. It's all going to boil down to the word association. I give you a word. You just give me the first word, maybe
I'm
two
nervous.
words.
Okay.
Off the top of your head. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Hip hop,
Music.
Cadillac,
Bike.
square,
Triangle.
biscuit,
Bun.
cash app.
Give it to me.
How do you give someone an app? Moving on. Outfit,
On. Have it on? I don't know. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
bass,
Home.
Zaza
Expensive.
in Atlanta,
In Atlanta.
cousin,
Brother.
cap,
Liar.
October, Halloween, TikTok.
Annoying.
You're gonna grow this brand. You better get
You
on
better
board.
get on the fucking TikTok
It's only
train.
annoying because I have to do it so much, but yeah.
For sure, for sure. Tornado,
Storm Ford.
chips,
Keto.
Lil,
Big.
Alien,
Beyonce.
OnlyFans,
Profit.
podcast.
One more time.
One more time.
Amazing.
Westside.
Boogie.
Part 3.
Part 3. This has been Storm Ford.
Storm Ford.
21 coming to your ear holes very soon. The Cost of Feelings might have to wait until the new year, but nonetheless,
Still soon.
appreciate you coming on. Amazing story,
guys.
amazing person. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate y'all.
Until next week, Henry, what are we doing?
Getting out of here.
Getting out of here. Peace.
Bye bye.
Ladies Month. It's a wrap.
Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Oh, hop up in that foreign skirt, no. All the homie, this shit tripping, no. Middle finger to the law.